Striving for perfection is like a best-selling fantasy storybook. It really grabs your attention and captivates us, but it also isn't real. You know, focusing on perfection and not starting until everything is perfect is actually holding you back from starting your adventures in your real, wonderfully imperfect story. You're right, my name is Daz and welcome to Stories for the Subconscious, where I want to help people to reprogram their subconscious minds so that they can basically reprogram their life for the better. So in this video, I'm going to discuss some very valid reasons on why striving for perfectionism is actually holding you back. You know, perfectionism is a trait that many people associate with success. It's often praised as a desirable quality to have, and many individuals strive for it in their personal and professional lives. But while perfectionism may seem like a positive attribute, it actually can be incredibly detrimental to your well-being and success, and even getting started on a certain project. You see, perfectionism doesn't actually exist, and there is always room for improvement in almost anything. And sort of what one person considers as perfect might be seen to have many faults by someone else. And this is due to standards of excellence and success sort of vary across cultures and individuals. So this sort of makes it subjective and sort of impossible to strive for. Making you chase an illusion instead of embracing progress and learning from your mistakes. I have literally only just started my YouTube content again last week. You want to know when I first created my channel? It was back in February 2022. I started off by getting used to it, sort of by uploading narratives by public speakers and then sort of adding stock footage, graphics, things like that, etc. to it. And this was just me getting used to the editing and uploading it to YouTube. Yeah, my plan was to do this for a while and then in September start to do the videos with my face on the camera and with my own takes on subjects, etc. September would finally arrive, and also arrived the excuses, didn't there? I don't have the best camera, or I can't start yet. I don't have the best microphone, or I can't start yet. I don't have the best lighting. Oh, I hate the way I look on camera. What will people think of me? My job is stressing me out, so I can't start now. I don't feel motivated, so I can't start now. Life is getting in the way, so I can't start now. And the football is on, or I'm too hungover. And the excuses just went on and on and on. That was until literally last week when I just thought, fuck it. Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. I am starting today and every week from now, and that is fucking that. Yeah, the videos may not be great at first, but over time they will get better and better, and it will sort of become natural for me to create content. You know, I may not have it all figured out, but does anyone? You learn from your mistakes and when it isn't going well, and this is where the true growth comes from. You know, I could literally punch my own face in for wasting almost 2 fucking years with silly excuses. God! Do you know what I'm trying to say, people, is just fucking start. Because the feelings of putting it off and not starting, wherever it may be, it feels far more depressing than actually starting with a few rough edges. If you follow any other content creators, instead of focusing, on how great their videos are now, go back to their oldest videos and you will see that they were rough around the edges too. Do you know what the difference was though? They just thought, fuck it, and started. And that's what you need to do. Do you know, when you're constantly striving for perfection, you may put too much pressure on yourself as well. And this can result in sort of exhaustion, stress, I've been there, and even physical illness. Perfectionism can also be a major block towards your creativity. So when you're focused on creating something that's perfect, you may overlook sort of ideas and unique approaches that could really make your work stand out. And this can limit your creativity and prevent you from achieving your full potential. Just striving for the perfect scenario. One of the biggest problems with perfectionism is that it often leads to procrastination. When you set impossibly high standards for yourself, and you sort of mix that in with overthinking and overanalyzing, over analysing the task at hand and spending an excessive amount of trying to perfect everything, spending an excessive amount of time on trying to perfect the minor details or making small adjustments. Do you know what I mean? You may even set impossibly high standards. And when you realise you can't possibly meet them, you will delay the task even further. And this can be sort of really self-defeating cycle. And the more the delay, the more the pressure you put on yourself, the more you put the pressure on yourself to achieve the perfect outcome, rather than just moving forward with a task with little steps, just doing what is needed to do to get you there. Striving for this perfectionism can also make you really overwhelmed and sort of paralysed by the fear of failure. In the short term, procrastination, it can prevent you from growing and achieving your goals. Procrastinating from time and time again, it can actually have a compound effect. And when it becomes a regular habit, which it will do, in the long run, it can be the ultimate hindrance for you pursuing your dreams. When I procrastinate, I literally do everything but the task I'm supposed to do. Cleaning, cooking, social media scrolling, and eating, and then napping because I've eaten too much crappy junk food. And that has now, my energy's now diminished, and I'm even more tired now. And before you know it, the day's gone again, innit? And that's another fucking week gone, innit? By then, you've done sweet fuck all again. So what we have to remember is that while striving for perfectionism may seem like a positive attribute, it can actually be incredibly detrimental to your well-being and success. It can lead to overthinking with fears of failure, procrastination, creating unrealistic expectations, hinder creativity, and ultimately hold you back. It's important to recognise these tendencies and sort of take steps to overcome them, such as breaking tasks into smaller, manageable pieces. Setting realistic goals instead of striving for perfection. Focus on progress and growth and being just that smidgen better than you was last week. And remember that making mistakes is a natural part of the learning process. No one gets good at anything in an instant. It takes time, practice, and patience. Well, that's it for this week's Subconscious Story, folks, and I hope you found value in the content. And if you have, please like, share and subscribe, as it helps the stories to thrive, stay alive and get into that subconscious mind. Until next time.